Like, we're gonna tear the head off whoever they got that they thought was in control of all this. Like, look at this. It's like they running the numbers, they running on radio, they got the smash, and then, you know, it's
this
like
man right here is Sir Lucian Charles Grant. He's been the CEO of Universal Music Group since 2010, so you know he done seen some. So I had to go to the damn doctor.
Buckle up, everyone. An explosive new chapter is unfolding in the world of celebrity drama. Industry titan Kenny is fuming after shocking revelations link his former partner, Ken Shady, to Diddy's criminal past. With Kim Kardashian and Shad Diddy also in the mix, this scandal is poised to ignite a firestorm of gossip.
Here last week. Somebody put a leash on him, will you? Your wife was here last week, and she's very nice, and she did something that I would imagine you're very proud of. She went to Washington, she spoke to the president, and she actually convinced him to grant clemency to a woman who got life in prison, like real life in prison, for a first-time drug offense. Mm-hmm. Was that something that you discussed with her before she did it?
Well, she's super passionate about it, and it was amazing for her to see that dream come true.
Were you ever concerned about her being alone in the Oval Office with President Trump?
Well, he is a player.
People got really mad when you were, well, some people were very happy when you said you liked President Trump. Do you think he is a good president?
You're gonna ask me, can I answer the first question you're gonna ask?
Answer whatever you want.
Well, you know, it's funny, you know, in this world that we live in, there's two main motivating forces, and I tweet about it all the time. It's love or fear. And you can't explain love. You know, my cousin is locked up for murder, and I love him. And so he did a bad thing, but I still love him. And just as a musician, African-American, guy out in Hollywood, all these different things, you know, everyone around me tried to pick my candidate for me. Mm-hmm. And then told me every time I said I like Trump that I couldn't say it out loud or my career would be over. I'd get kicked out the black community because blacks we're supposed to have a monolithic thought. We can only be Democrats and all. So even when I said it right before I went to the hospital and I expressed myself, and when I came out, I had lost my confidence. So I didn't have the confidence to take on the world and the possible backlash. And it took me a year and a half to have the confidence to stand up and put on the hat, no matter what the consequences were. And what it represented to me is not about policies, and because I'm not a politician like that, but it represented overcoming fear and doing what you felt, no matter what anyone said, and saying, you can't bully me. Liberals can't bully me, news can't bully me, the hip hop community, they can't bully me. Because at that point, if I'm afraid to be me, I'm no longer Ye. That's what makes Ye. And I actually quite enjoy when people actually.
Brace yourselves, because this story is red hot and spreading fast. Kai's explosive reaction to these bombshell revelations is unlike anything we've ever witnessed. He's pulling no punches. The aftermath promises to be colossal, and we have all the insider details. Here's the scoop. We're about to unravel a complex web of deceit and treachery. Rumors are swirling that Diddy is facing severe criminal charges, and speculation is rife about Kim's involvement. Was she complicit or merely caught in the chaos? These burning questions are on everyone's lips, and the buzz on the streets is deafening. If these accusations prove true, this could very well be the scandal of the century.
Why Kim Kardashian basically stopped following Diddy. This judgment that is happening to Hollywood, it is getting ready to take down every superstar that ever was, from past to now. We will begin, and this is a prophetic word, we will begin to see people having terminal illnesses, being sick, being passed away, and will start to have legal trouble. let me dive into this. So apparently, there is allegedly a secret video footage that has released of Kris Jenner and Diddy's house. I don't know too much about that. That's all I know, some secret video. Okay, let's get past that. 24 hours before the raid, Kim Kardashian decides to unfollow Diddy, right? Well, come to find out, this person by the name of Lou Taylor is apparently Diddy's manager. And this Lou Taylor woman is also on the board of Hillsong's church home. Follow me, go with me. They is doing all of this, child, in the name of the Lord. Just follow the story. Now, to cover myself, everything in this video is alleged, honey. This is what I digged up, and I don't know how much truth is to it, but there's reportings, okay? So everything that I'm saying is allegedly. Keep that in mind. So, Lou Taylor apparently is paying off, allegedly, some of Diddy's victims from this slush fund through some church fund, okay? Not only that, Kim Kardashian mama has been making these girls pay 10% tithes to some church that Lou Taylor and her husband is basically owner, co-owner, or whatever. So I was like, let me look into this Lou Taylor person. I'm thinking Lou Taylor was a guy who was a woman with a husband, a whole husband. Then all of a sudden, they was named in filings in the KKW Beauty fragrance for Kim Kardashian. Also Kylie Cosmetics and Kendall Jenner Inc. This was all linked to TriStar, okay? And it also continues to today. Now, in February 2024, this TriStar lady, I can't think of her name. Y'all know I just said her name. She helped Kim secure $70.4 million mansion. Not only that, she also helped secure a $48.7 million loan through a trust associated with TriStar, the company that this lady had. Child, this is getting deep. I'm sorry, Kim Boo Boo. So, baby, while y'all looking at pictures of who at the party, and that is why the mama make them tithe, not y'all tithing. Not y'all even tithing the 10% back to the church that her and the husband own. Talking about some pay a tithe now. Are y'all?
Prepare yourselves for a jaw-dropping spectacle. This individual has always been unapologetically candid, especially about his ex-wife. The drama is still fresh, and we're all eagerly awaiting the next twist. Will more secrets emerge? Will more names be dragged into the fray? Will reputations be shattered? Only time will reveal the answers, but one thing is clear. This story is on the brink of a major explosion.
Something else, yeah. I want to ask you about your family.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned families there. A lot of stuff has been written about you and your family. A lot of it fueled by you, by Kim, by others. Where are things now with your family? What is your relationship like with Kim, with your kids?
Kim has Zionist media handlers surrounding her, all in and out her Hulu TV show, all in and out her family, all in or out the house that I created for my family. But God is alive, the devil is a defeated foe, and Kim is a Christian woman, and she's not here just to have content up on adult channels. She's not here just to have that last Interview magazine cover. If you look at the two Interview magazine covers, look at the one when I was there and look at the one when I'm not there. And that's the reason why this Tuskegee experiment of such that's happened to the Black community, where they took the fathers out of the home and the leaders out of the community and have torn apart the community. Now they've seen that's worked, and they're doing that to America. They're attempting, they're trying.
I mean, that the Interview magazine cover you're talking about, I think, is the one where she was basically semi-naked in front of the American flag. And I thought that was pretty distasteful, actually. It was about the American dream. And I thought, well, if that's the American dream, we're all screwed. I mean, in America.
And I agree with that. And I didn't feel the platform to voice my opinion, because it's always like, hey, this is your kid's mother. But it's time with the leaders. Like, I'm still the priest of that home, Chris. I'm still the priest of that home. They want to make it this matriarch society, all that, and but I am the priest of this home, and God is alive. I am the living Robert Kardashian, and I'm gonna stand up for what God would want as a Christian. And then people say as a Christian, oh, you're not supposed to curse, you're not supposed to have righteous indignation. But I do. Christians had swords also. Christians got guns, I tell you that. So
but do you talk to Kim?
I
mean, there have been reports, that you and Kim don't really talk at the moment. She's distancing herself from you because of the stuff you've been saying must get in controversy. Is that true?
I mean, John Legend is distancing himself from me and buying more Christmas sweaters in the middle of spring also. So I'm not saying that, they're making the right decisions. She's being influenced, but I guarantee you what's not finna happen, we not finna see her in one of them John Legend Christmas sweaters no time soon.
But do you talk to her? Are you still in touch with each other?
Wait, so don't you think it's like funny to make a joke out of stuff sometimes? Don't you think God has a sense of humor?
Of course.
But watch this. God, when I got married, I bought this house. I did this tour and spent all the money I had on this house to surprise Kim and give her this house that she wanted.
Brace yourselves, because Kai's reaction is nothing short of explosive. Known for his candidness, he's now taking his outspoken nature to unprecedented heights.
In touch with each other?
Wait, so don't you think it's funny to make a joke out of stuff sometimes? Don't you think God has a sense of humor?
Of course.
But watch this. God, when I got married, I bought this house. I did this tour and spent all the money I had on this house to surprise Kim and give her this house that she wanted, that Lisa Marie Presley used to own. And then I got the house, and then I put all this money into renovation. And then there goes the neighborhood. Drake moves down the street 5 blocks. And that's when I knew God was funny. But watch, this is where God is even funnier. Here goes Louis C.K. part 2 level, because Louis C.K. is the funniest man alive. Uncancel him now, right? And he was funnier before he's canceled, because all he would do is type of jokes that you'd get canceled on, right? I got an office and outside of Crenshaw, in an opportunity zone. And this office, 57,000 square foot office, is the one that Tucker Carlson came to visit me at. And I look out the window, and whose office is being built, a brand new one? The Skims office. It's who's writing this stuff? You know what I'm saying? God is funny. So that's the thing. We always gotta be we gotta be funny. We gotta have a sense of humor,
But let me ask you.
There's a lot. Yeah.
But are you sad that you're getting divorced? Are you sad the relationship came to an end?
That happened 2 years. We got the divorce 2 years.
Yeah.
We're
are you actually?
We've been got divorced.
Yeah. I mean, let me rephrase that. Are you sad that you're no longer together? That you're divorced?
We'll always be together.
Rumor has it that Kai is seething over the accusations against Kim. He's been unabashedly calling out his ex-wife's connections and demanding answers with his signature candor. Kai is leaving no stone unturned, sharing every detail and expressing his frustration with the situation. However, this storm isn't solely about his indignation. It also casts a spotlight on the intricacies of his relationship with Kim, particularly in the wake of their highly publicized divorce.
It's exactly like me. What do you mean? My kids are me. There's no person that you'll ever get with that will influence her more than God and then her priest on earth, which is me. Whether it's the Skims clothing line, the designers, the architects, all those people. You got the Clintons, the left, utilizing what we built together to try to use her as an influence for the black culture and the word culture in general for the next elections. They need those 300 million followers from Kylie and Kim on their side going into their election as they push trauma culture to the black people again, as they claim any of my questions of business dealings to be anti-Semitic comments, and push, Kim to, as a billionaire mother of a lawyer and a mother of 4 Jew black children, to do covers like Interview. And that's what happens when they take the dads out the home, and that's what they've been doing in the hood. They take the fathers and the leaders out of the homes. And if we keep on allowing this to happen and we don't have some level of a decency clause inside of our media on what everyone sees, like when I was young and I would go to the video store, if I wanted to go into the adult section, it was a curtain, it was a person sitting there watching, making sure that kids didn't go in. If the kids went into that section, there was a video camera, and they would have you be escorted out of that section. Now that section is forced through TikTok. That section is subverted and kind of mixed with the drink inside of music directed at children, inside of content through Disney, on Hulu, which is Disney also, and in so many branded commercials to confuse children and to sexualize our children way too early before they can even make their own decisions about their life.
You make some very interesting points. Again, just to clarify one thing though, you are actually divorced, are you? Because my understanding was that you weren't actually divorced yet.
You know, I ask God the same question some mornings. Am I divorced, God? Am I divorced? Because I might be divorced on paper, but I'm not divorced of the idea of being the protector of not only this person who is so influential. Imagine Kim making all of her decisions that she does publicly. You know, grown folks' business is grown folks' business. Never know what could happen with a little sippy or whatever. But, you know, all the decisions that she makes publicly being based on an audience of...
Their relationship has always been tumultuous, but these new charges are like pouring gasoline on an already raging inferno.
And Pierce, what audience do you think I'm saying that is?
Well, you.
No, not me. For us as Christians, right? Who is our audience? We have an audience of one.
Well, you mean God?
God. So picture this world, envision this world. Here's another one. This is past what I'm saying about having the heads of the football teams and the basketball teams and the music industry opening up their contracts the way I do, right? Picture the most influential woman on the planet, which is Kim Kardashian, right? And I got this one thing I want to definitely say in the interview. Picture the most influential person on the planet, the most influential woman on the planet, performing in public only for that audience of one, for God. Imagine the overwhelmingly positive effect that will have on the planet. And mark these words, it will happen someday. Okay. And I had this thing, like, you know, of course I'm divorced, and this is like a funny thing I thought. Being that her name is no longer West, and my name is no longer Ye, being that her name is no longer West, and my name is now only Ye, if we were ever to be together again, what would our name be? Kim Ye.
Would you like that?
Everything is up to God, and God has proven to me many times that it's not about what I want or what I would like. It's just up to Him.
Kai is openly voicing his sense of betrayal and disappointment with Kim. Despite their separation, this drama continues to deeply impact their lives, particularly as they navigate co-parenting. His outburst is only intensifying the situation. Stay tuned. Further details about Kim's alleged ties to Diddy's crimes are on the way, and the repercussions are expected to be profound.
He's fit. But David had to.
But let me ask you. But do you still love Kim?
To the sheep. Sorry, not with an S.
Do you still love Kim?
I absolutely love. I'll love her for life, and I will protect. Oddly enough, I'll actually protect her, because when I call out things that I feel are wrong, you know what I'm saying? When I make products, like say the difference between me and Bernard Arnault,
Like, say, watch, Elon Musk, every product, the reason why Elon Musk is like a Steve Jobs is, if he makes a flamethrower, he would use that flamethrower. If he makes a Cybertruck, he would use that Cybertruck. Me, if I make some 3D printed boots, you know, I'm gonna have the 3D printed boots on.
Wow,
and wear them every day.
Can I get a pair of those?
Absolutely, sir.
They would
Tucker
really
liked
suit
them
me.
also. These boots are a hit.
Love those.
Yes.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Would you like to one
you
day,
very much, sir.
do you think, given that you've got all these kids together, would you like one day to get back with Kim, do you think? Do you feel like you've gone through a very tumultuous period, but that actually the love underneath it all between two people remains? And would you like to get back together?
Those thirst traps still be fire.
Is that
Do you understand what I said? Do you understand that language right there?
I think so. You better explain it to me.
What do you think those thirst traps still be fire mean? Can you explain that to me?
Well, with my rather creative British mind,
those thirst traps still be fire.
I would imagine it
with
means
your creative, brilliant British man.
I would imagine it means you still fancy your ex-wife. Is that right?
You know, I would prefer to not be put on this. I would prefer to not be put on the spot on these kind of questions. What I can say is, God is alive, and He places people. He placed David in to tend to God had David tend to the sheep, knowing that one day He would prepare him to fight Goliath.
The public's reaction to the allegations against Kim K and Kai's fiery response is already stirring up controversy. Opinions are sharply divided. Some are rallying behind Kim, while others are calling for her cancellation. And let's not overlook Diddy. If these allegations hold up, his iconic status could be jeopardized. The stakes are monumental, and the drama is only starting. We'll keep you informed with every intriguing detail as the story develops. But first, let's explore the fan reactions. You won't want to miss their perspectives on this unfolding saga.
All right, Jad. Well, listen. Let's take it there. Then I have to ask you, Cat Williams. He recently pulled a Jaguar ride and was just doing a lot of truth telling.
Want to know what's interesting?
Go ahead.
It's Cat Williams that taught me how to be Jaguar right.
Oh wow. Okay. What was it about him that you kind of say, ooh?
10-10. He was my 30th birthday present. Almost 17 years ago. I'll never forget when he walked into the club and I was sitting at my table. It was my birthday party. And Special Ed brought him.
Shout out Special.
And me and Ed were celebrating our birthdays that year for the Taurus Affair that we used to do in Miami Beach every year. And Cat was playing the amphitheater and he wanted to meet me. And he came to my party, gave me about 20 grand in cash and said, consider it a down payment on your time. And Moni Love was there. Cousin Sonny was there. Imrel was outside smoking a blunt, so she missed the infamous picture with all of us together with Cat. And me and him sitting next to each other, two hats on, two cats in the hat.
Yeah.
And he taught me so much in 9 months. Walking away was hard, but it was when the Illuminati first started coming after him. And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. And I left. You know, back in that moment, Cat was still wearing Kevlar to bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on.
Wow.
In bed.
What was it about that and him at the moment where it made you want to speak your truth?
He went after Comedy Central. That's what happened. The Flavor Flav roast. the moment that I knew the Snoop Dogg is sold out. That was a hurtful moment. I was always grateful to Snoop for taking Corrupt under his wing. Ricky was in a lot of trouble in Philly. If he hadn't signed a dog pound, I don't even know if he would have been alive. I've always been grateful to Snoop for that. Ricky, my brother.
That's real. Man, that's real. So, go ahead.
They wanted Cat to humiliate Flav. Like, humiliate him. Like, no holds barred. And they sent a bunch of jokes. And I'll never forget watching Cat in the office downstairs at the house in Marina Del Rey. And he's sitting there looking at the fucking script and just shaking his head. And then the next thing you know, the phone rang and I'm standing there in the office in the doorway and I'm like, are you all right? And he picked up the phone and it was Comedy Central. And I listened to him threaten to kill him. He said, I'm not doing this. You are not going to get a black man, a real black man, to agree to do this to another black man. Dollars. It was a terrible day. And then that's when all the incidents started happening. Them sending people to the house. Them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with him for America.
The public is sharply divided over the allegations against Kim K. Some are passionately defending her, insisting on her innocence and criticizing Kai for amplifying the drama, while others are reveling in the turmoil, predicting trouble all along. Diddy's fans are in disbelief, and social media is ablaze with endless tweets and TikToks roasting Kim. The blogosphere is digging up past stories, only adding to the chaos. This scandal has the potential to seriously damage Kim's brand, impacting her sponsorships and endorsements. Diddy's reputation is also under scrutiny, with speculation swirling about whether he's orchestrating the controversy for his own benefit. It's a full-blown circus, and the fallout is set to be dramatic. Buckle up, grab your popcorn, and stay tuned. The heat is just beginning to rise.
And then that's when all the incidents started happening. Them sending people to the house. Them putting plants backstage at the shows. I mean, I was on tour with him for American Hustle.
Right.
I was on set for First Sunday.
Right. He said he got arrested over 30 times.
Yeah.
No convictions.
I'm getting close.
Go ahead.
But it's been about 30 for him. It's been 8 for me.
Yes.
He beat felony. I beat felony. You know, it was just terrible. And when I would think back to that moment, and then they called him the day before filming and asked him, was he going to be there? And he said no. And then the next thing you know, production went on later on that day and Snoop was already ready. And Snoop did everything that Comedy Central asked. That Flavor Flav roast was Cat's. That was his moment. The Flavor Flav roast and the death of Malik B are the same.
Yeah, that's the ignition point.
I don't even know if Flav even has ever thanked Cat. Because he put it all on line for his respect. Snoop just slid right in. And Cat still talked to Snoop. He never treated Snoop different. He just was, I mean, they were still playing basketball, you know, together. Like, I'll never forget when we was all in Atlanta, when we did the show in Atlanta, and we had got off the plane because we were, you know, flying on his private plane at the time, and, you know, checked into the Ritz-Carlton, and we went to the studio with DJ Drama, and we were writing. I was ghostwriting. Because I was gonna sign to Cat's label. I was gonna be the first female art. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was the day that T.I. roughed up Tiny in the studio, and everybody tried to pretend like it didn't happen except for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's an interesting day. And drama. It's interesting. But Snoop was there, and Cat ain't treat him no different. Treat him the same. They play basketball like they always did. He beat Snoop like he always do.
Running the 4-3.
That shooting the out of Snoop. Tall for nothing.
So let me ask, the moment he went on Club Shay Shay and did what he did, that's what you...
From the startling charges against Kim K to Kai's outraged reaction and the public's fervent response, we've covered a lot of ground. This intricate web of connections, secrets, and potential criminal activities has everyone's heads spinning.
Running the 4-3.
That shooting the out of Snoop. Tall for nothing.
So let me ask, the moment he went on Club Shay Shay and did what he did, that's what you... That's the Cat you expected.
That's the moment I've been waiting for 10 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
And I'm so grateful that I was there kicking in that door so he could just blow it down. There's an effort. I'm surprised people ain't catching on yet. I'm never loud when Kanye's loud. Gene Deal's never loud when I'm loud. But if we're running in tandem, somehow everything that we're saying, even though we don't speak, is always corroborating each other.
No. That's right.
I can't wait. I can't wait for everybody to find out what's really been going on in the background. It's just not yet.
Are we in the era of truth now?
Absolutely.
You know,
everything that is about to happen this year is intentional, and it has been in the making for over 10 years now. I promise you this, yet.
Oh.
And Ye has not had his aha moment yet. You can doubt us all, but the one thing you cannot deny, we are all Hebrew, we are all gifted.
Ultimately, we must ask ourselves whether these allegations hold true or are simply a mix of hearsay and speculation. We're facing extremely serious accusations, and the truth remains to be fully uncovered.
A lot of the people that been in those parties and seen probably some unscrupulous that went down and was like, ooh, I was there. I hope they don't got me on tape. They feeling a certain way. So they're not gonna speak on nothing until they've been approached with something. You gotta realize, when Homeland Security get their evidence together, they're gonna send, you understand? They might send an agent out to me. Yo, what do you know? What have you heard? What have you seen? What's been going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, did this happen when you was around him? Did this happen back in the day? That's what they're gonna wanna know. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna send investigators out. They're gonna send people out for anybody that they can get some info.
If these allegations are true, the fallout will be huge. For the full scoop on Diddy's secret tapes and their potential impact on Kim, Kai, and Diddy, watch our video. Stay tuned for updates and share your thoughts. Are Kim's charges real or just smoke and mirrors? Comment below and let's discuss.
They tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah. So look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now. You can see there's not much